What's up, YouTube? We broke it. We took it to the track this past weekend, and honestly, she did a lot better than I thought she would, especially with the fact that the input shaft bearing is, it's basically gone. It's been making this weird noise for a long time now, and instead of just replacing it, I'm just gonna run it till it grenades. I have a spare trans over there, so I'm not really too worried about it. But the only thing that happened with Pan at this most recent track day, which unfortunately I didn't get any footage, but I'm gonna try and do a little bit better with that, is I blew a small coolant line. Now, the coolant line sits right there. It sits right there and it hooks to the bottom of the intake, which this is the hose. It is a small pinhole on it, somewhere along the back bend. It's right here underneath the clamp. It got a small pinhole right there, and it caused the coolant to blow all over the windshield and make a pretty decent sized puddle underneath. Now, to replace this, I felt like I had to pull the motor. I didn't pull the motor, and I'm gonna see if that fixed it. Well, I know it's gonna fix it, but the line that I put on there was maybe like right here. It was just a little bit shorter. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to try and use a little bit of a longer hose or if I should be able to run it that way, but we're gonna see. Getting this hose, I actually had it on the spare motor, and I just kind of took it off of that one and put it over here, the one that's on stand. But I'm not sure why that motor is different than this motor. Now, there's a lot of differences that I've noticed that's on the intake, and I'm not sure if I should just go ahead and run this intake, the lower manifold, or if I should run that one, because the runners over there on this one are completely different. And it's like small things that make them different, but they look like they're gonna be a big thing. Like, for instance, on here, we have a line that runs from here up to the top, but on the other side, we do not. And this line is the line that runs to it. Now, on this motor, or on this intake, it's on the bottom and runs up under here, out there. You really can't see it right there. Okay, so it runs right there. Now, I'm not sure why it's different, but I'm gonna do some research and try and figure it out, because you all know that I'm trying to run a different front-facing manifold. So if I need to retain this, then I will, and I'll have to just keep running the stock one. But I'm not sure. So if anybody knows anything about that, let me know. Because as you see on this motor, this is the line, this is where the line blew at. So it sat like that, as if something belonged up under there, but I don't know what. And I know I have the lines that run up under here as well, but there's still nothing there, even on mine, but I got mine looped. I have my two lines looped. So I'm not sure why this one's different, but when I pull this motor, when it finally grenades, I'm gonna really just sit down and try and compare the two, because something about these two are different and it's making me uncomfortable. Like, it has this line here that is non-existent on mine. Like, it's not even like it came out and was blocked off. Like, it was just never there. And I have this line. So it's just like, these small subtle differences make me believe that I won't be able to do what I want to do with that motor with this one. So I'm not sure, but I'm just going to keep building it and trying and fixing. But that is your Pander update. So since I replaced the hose, I'm now about to try and bleed the coolant on it and make sure that everything's right. Take her out, make sure nothing overheats, make sure everything still runs like it's supposed to. Check the oil after I'm done to make sure I didn't blow a head gasket before I fixed it. That way I'm not wasting my time. And yeah.